Hey everybody, my name is Jen and this is Geigley Knits and welcome to day 15 of Vlogmas. I don't know how it could possibly be the 15th of December, but it is, which means Bowie has 5 days of school left before break. Happy Hanukkah to all my Jewish friends. Also, thank you for coming with me to Joanne's yesterday. How fun was that? I still can't believe I have a giant green knitted sign in my house. We're gonna go visit it in a minute down in the basement where it is right now, and I'll kind of show you the places where it might end up. And then we also have to go down there to look at my fabric stash because all my IKEA fabrics are down there in a really heavy bag, like an IKEA bag, that it's very hard to lift. So we're gonna go down and look for more fabrics for the gift bags that we're making. And then also, I need your opinion. I'm hoping to crank some socks, like some holiday socks, or at the very least, a holiday sock tube this week or next week. I'm not sure yet. If you haven't watched here before, I have a Dean & Bean sock knitting machine that you crank, which it's so much fun to play with that thing. I love that machine so much. I also love hand knitting socks, but when I'm trying to work through some of my stock stash, it's a lifesaver and a game changer. And so I want some Christmassy, bright-ish socks. And I have 2 skeins that I've been looking at. I have a skein of self-striping nomadic yarns that I bought last year in a holiday color called Nipping at Your Nose, which is really cute. It's like a mint with a pink and a red and a dark green. Very, very great. I mean, that's very holiday if I want to do that. But then holidays to me also includes Stranger Things because the new season is finally out and we're getting it in installments. And I'm like a huge Stranger Things fan. So this is also qualifying for me as holiday yarn. And I've had this for a while. This is since probably the last season, I think, from my friend Kiana at Stitch Together. This was part of a Hellfire Club, I think. I got a Hellfire knitting t-shirt, which is so cool. And then I got yarn and maybe like some stickers or stitch markers. I have to go find the rest of that kit, but I weirdly save certain things like this where I feel like I don't know why. I need to knit it. So I need to either choose between the self-striping nomadic or the variegated, it's called Vecna's Revenge for Stranger Things. So help me decide in the comments, Stranger Things yarn or self-striping nomadic yarns Christmas yarn. And I'm going to crank one of these in the near future. Also, speaking of Joanne's, has anyone ever seen Joanne? Is Joanne a person? Is it like is it based on a real human being? I've never seen Joanne, but I have an ornament named Joanne. And she's missing, we have to do a little fix-it project today. But Joanne needs a repair. This is Joanne. She has really cool sunglasses and a bun. And I did she's already had a couple DIY fixes because she's from like 2022 or 2020, I don't even know, from Target. She's a crafty lady. She's got some cool little pants. I envision them, in real life as like corduroys. She has little buttons on her shirt. And she's crafty. And so in her other arm that I need to glue back on, she is holding some metallic rolls of fabric. How cool is she? She definitely shopped at Joanne. So yeah, I named her Joanne. This is my Joanne. And since I'm doing repairs on her today, I have always meant to make her a little yarn ball. And so I used some of my old scrap sock yarn to make her own little yarn ball that can go in this hand. And then I think she'll be complete and I can put her back on the tree. So let's go do a little repair on our friend Joanne. I always knew Joanne was a knitter. Okay, that was the quickest little DIY fix ever, but look how cute she is with her yarn ball. I did attempt to make little knitting needles out of toothpicks, but it just like wasn't working because she's kind of small and the toothpicks are it's like not the right proportions. And then I broke the toothpicks and it was just becoming like, it wasn't working. So I'm just gonna have her hold the ball of yarn. She's got her tape measure and her metallic fabric, and she's looking fabulous. Ready to go on the tree. So this morning, I submitted a design proposal for a design that I'm working on, and I'll kind of show you, if you want to see what that looks like, here is what that looks like. This is like a past one that I did for Knit Collage for that black and white striped sweater. This is like how it all begins. This is before I knit like the whole project. It's just an idea. It might be a swatch, it might be a sketch, it might be all of those things, and then some notes and ideas, and then we kind of work from there to get the final design. And so I submitted one of those, a different one today, and today's the deadline for that. So I was glad to get that all finished up and sent off. That's gonna be a fun one. And then I have some more things I'm still working on. I wish I could just sit here and knit with you and show you what I'm working on, but I cannot show you all the things I'm working on. It's so frustrating, I'm so sorry. But my goals this week are to crank a pair of Christmas socks. I need to sew more gift bags. This is on my to-do list. I need to make some smaller ones, and Bowie and I, maybe after school today or tomorrow or the next day, we need to make a little one for his little Trader Joe's chocolates for his sewing teacher, because they get out of school Friday, so we have to do it before then. But that's doable. That's so easy. I think the homework for me for these is cutting out pieces and pinning them together, making the little markings at the top. And once I have those kind of set out, then it's like so much easier to jump on the sewing machine. Like I can do it, the kids can do it. I just have to cut out the pieces and go look at my stash downstairs to find some other fabrics. Because we're gonna run out of these, and then we need some for me and Bo, and then we need to figure out backups for the children. Yeah, what I was going to say is my other goal for this week, besides the socks, is I am going to make the cranberry curd tart from the New York Times cooking recipes. That has been on my list for years, since like whenever I first saw it, whenever it first came out. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a picture here. Bright, beautiful red cranberry strained tart. I'm kind of sad because the real original crust that they make has crushed hazelnuts for the majority of it. And Bowie has a severe nut allergy, so I'm not doing that part. And I love hazelnuts, but I just cannot risk it. And especially crushing nuts, we don't do that in our house at all because even in the air, it can be a problem. So we just don't even risk it. So I did buy a pre-made crust, which is kind of a bummer, but it's also going to make it faster and easier. So I just have to make the cranberry curd, and I think that looks really fun and not too, I shouldn't say it, I'm going to say it looks easy, and I can, that's what I said about the cranberry chocolate things I made last week. But I think this will be fun and beautiful and a really tasty treat that we can all enjoy. So with that, let's check out today's advents. We have Kylie and the machine for day 15. And it's this cute little flower lounging and relaxing. And it says, where is it? Naoshi and Kylie against the machine. Kylie and the machine. Kylie against the machine. See, I'm doing it every time, you guys. So funny. It's because, I've explained this before, but it's because it's spelled the same, like an acronym, like Rage Against the Machine, and I can't unsee it. Ooh, today's tags are adorable. Look at that. Little superhero girl with a bobbin and a shooting star. So cute. So, so cute. Into the stocking they go. The sun that's coming through the windows today feels so good, and we are definitely in like a warm-up phase compared to our sub-zero temperatures that we've had for quite a few days now that have been just like kind of miserable. Like when we were picking up those signs from Joanne's, we were freezing. It was so, so, so cold. I think it was below zero. It had to have been like, I think 5 below. Yesterday morning we were out and about, and it was cold. But now I think it's gonna get up to 30s and then 40s, which is gonna melt all of our beautiful snow, and Bowie's gonna be so bummed out, and he loves snowboarding, he loves the white, and he, you know, this is like perfect to him. So he's gonna be really sad, but I don't mind a little bit warmer temperatures because it's way more comfortable and easier to do things. And by the way, we have a couple things coming up that are super, super fun, exciting activities, and I'll take you along for that. One is this weekend, and I cannot wait. My whole family is so excited. So stick around and keep checking back because we have some really fun adventures to share. And we have day 15 of Hedgehog Fibers. This just looks like candy. Look how fun that is. Oh my gosh. I love these. They are so creative with their color combinations. We have neon brights with like a pastel lavender and a pastel minty blue green. There's like yellow, pink, orange over here. And then it goes into like a softer section. Then it's like, they always have like this really bright blob a few times in there. These are so great. I love this combo. Look how fun that is. And again, this is holiday exclusive color number 15. Oh, I love it. That is like 80s or like candy or like sweet tarts. I don't even know what I'm thinking. It's something, it reminds me of something. I would love to open a Lavender Loon full-size skein again today, but I'm gonna wait another day. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow. I think I have enough to kind of do every other day now. So I am really anticipating opening the next ones because they're so much fun. I have to talk about my red Lumos knitting light one more time because it's so great. This color is so fantastic. I just got this in the mail. This is a brand new color that they've never offered before, but this red is so cute. And like I've mentioned before, I use this every day. Even during the daylight when I'm knitting, you know, tiny stitches or dark yarn, it just helps to see everything really clearly and reduce your eye strain, which is really good. And it comes with these different settings. So you've got like the two lights together, a cool and a warm and a cool. It's very easy to adjust. It's very lightweight and comfortable. It doesn't like hurt your neck at all. It stays put wherever you put it. It is great for car trips, airplanes, all sorts of situations. It's just so nice to always have light with you, no matter where you are or when you want to knit. And so these are on sale, 30% off right now with my code jenxmas. There's a link below with my code. Use that and you will get 30% off the red Lumos knitting light or any of the other lights that come in all the different colors, yellow, purple, black, white, turquoise, and pink. So, but yeah, the red is really, really cute. So I just wanted to show this one more time because it is adorable. This is super random, but it's been on my mind, so I'm going to talk about it. IKEA, you know, my favorite store of all time, sells these little rolls, and I think they're supposed to be for paintbrushes, pencils, and art supplies. But guess what it could be for us? Look how perfect this would be for DPNs or maybe your interchangeable needles or anything. Look at that. And it's like really inexpensive. Let me look and see how much it is. It's like nothing. Okay, so on the website, and I'll link it below if I remember, it is called the SOLFÅGEL pencil case. It's a roll-up pencil roll. And it is canvas. It is really nice, like heavy-duty canvas. It is $7.99. And I think it's just so cute and functional. I mean, my teeny tiny sock needles won't work in here, but a lot of other things will. And it has a little pocket down here so you can, you know, shove them down and they won't fall out. They might slide out the top, but maybe, I don't know, maybe you can fold that down. I don't even know. Anyway, my thought on this, because it's plain canvas on the back, I think it would be so much fun to get either fabric markers or just black Sharpies. And my kids are so artistic and fun and they draw all the time, which I love. And I thought it'd be fun to give them markers of some kind and just let them go to town and decorate a little knitting needle case for me, and like they can give it to me in my stocking or something. They both love to doodle. They sit around and they draw together all the time too. So I wonder if I could just lay this out for them and let them draw all over it. And then I just have like a special little work of art to keep my needles in. That has been my thought. But yeah, if you need a little needle case, $7.99 on the IKEA website, or if you live near a store, it's just so cute, plain, just like this too. But I think it'd be so fun to embellish it with drawings. Okay, I'm gonna call this next segment things I would cast on right now if I could. My queue is so long. My Ravelry likes and queued up patterns. You would be like, whoa, Jen, a little ambitious. And I know, maybe unrealistic. But if you wanted to take a look inside my Ravelry queue, here's what's sitting there right now. And most of these things I already have yarn for. So that's part of the reason I'm like itching to make them. But some of them are new patterns that just have, like, they've caught my eye. And so let's go through it really quickly. This isn't going to take long. I'm not going super in depth. But if you're just curious, like what's in my brain, here's the things that I wish I could cast on right now if I could. First thing is the new Uma scarf by PetiteKnit. I think it just came out today, or the first picture I saw was today. It is a very lightweight, I think it's on US 2 or 3 needles. It's knit in cashmere. It is so luxurious looking, and it has a contrast edge, which I love. I think I have, maybe not cashmere, but that weight of yarn downstairs that I could cobble something together and find some leftovers to go around the edge. And I think that is such a cute little scarf. I have been wearing my Sophie scarf a ton lately. I can throw it on with anything. I can throw it on under my coat. Some people love to hate on the Sophie scarf, and I think that's really sad. And it's such a cute, it was like a game changer in the knitting industry. Everybody made a Sophie for a while there, and then there was so many scarves inspired by the Sophie. If you haven't seen that, that's like happening everywhere. And now I see it at Banana Republic and The Gap, and like all the retail stores have a little triangle scarf now. And, they're super expensive. And I'm like, oh, these knitters were way ahead of you. Don't, now you're catching on. But it is such an iconic knitted piece. And I love my Sophie scarf, and I always will. And I'm going to make more of them. I love it. And I love this new Uma scarf. It's just like a little thinner and a little bit, it's very like plain and sophisticated and very cute. And so I would love to go stash dive and find some yarn to make that. The next thing on my list is the Ooey Gooey mittens and or socks. They're both so great. We saw tons of the beautiful sweaters at Rhinebeck. It was like the whole sea of sweaters on the hill. And then Erica made those really good Ooey Gooey socks over Thanksgiving. And I saw so many good ones popping up over that break, like when you knit along for the Thanksgiving weekend. I did not have time, but I really, really want to make those socks. They're so cute. And I do have some spin cycle downstairs that I could pair with some other sock yarn. I've got a lot of sock yarn that I can find something to make that with. With the mittens too, you can do the fingerless mitts or the mittens, and I think I would choose the full mitten. They're so adorable. I love that little Ooey Gooey like melted shape with little dots. I think it's so cute. And when I saw Erica's socks in person, I really saw the little welt that goes around the leg on the socks, and I just thought that was so cute and such a clever, cool thing. Such a cool detail. And so I love those Ooey Gooey, the whole like set of patterns. Another thing that I've been wanting to knit forever, and I mentioned this here before, not like maybe a couple of days ago, I need a hat and mitten set that matches in the same yarn. And I have some knitting for olive in a really good yellow that I think would be good for, I think I have enough of it for a hat and mittens, I think. And I think I even have mohair to hold with it if I really want to, because I have my eye on the Tuulikki mittens that are in Leila magazine, I believe, or they're from Leila. And I think they are like a sandness and mohair held together or something like that. But I think knitting for olive will work too. They have a really good yellowy color that I adore. Let me see if I can find it. So yes, I have knitting for olive. I think this is called mustard, and the mohair is called dark mustard, but this is called mustard. And this is just knitting for olive merino. I think I have 3 skeins of this in my stash and 2 of the mohair, soft silk mohair. And I think that is probably enough for a pair of mittens and a hat. I think I have to double check on that, but I think I might be close. And I just love this perfect yellow. I think I would be so happy with a hat and mitten set out of this yarn. I usually wear a black coat. I think I need to make this happen. And so yeah, the Tuulikki Mittens from Leila would be my mitten pattern of choice. And then I was just gonna make a Stockholm hat from PetiteKnit to go with it, and then have both of them in the knitting for olive merino held with the mohair. I just need this to be in my life for sure. Also, on second thought, this is probably the perfect yarn and yarn weight for the Uma scarf as well. So I might have to see, I don't know if I have enough to do all that, but if I really just need the Uma scarf, I could just use this too. But that ruins my sock and hat plan. So I'm gonna stick to my sock and hat plan, and then I'll find something else for the Uma scarf. And speaking of triangle scarves, there's another one I've had my eye on by Ysolda Teague. She has a collection of simple, perfectly basic knits called Knitworthy 9, I believe. So it's a collection of accessory patterns, perfect to gift. Knitworthy 9 includes 6 patterns spanning a wide range of techniques and styles. The scarf I love from this collection is called the May scarf, and I've linked all these patterns below if I have not mentioned that yet. So it is knit tip to tip. It is stockinette in the middle. It has a beautiful edge. It's just very cute, and it works with any and every weight of yarn that you have, from fingering up to bulky. It's perfect for those random skeins that you just don't know what to do with. It could be mohair, it could be fingering, it could be sock yarn, it could be a bulkier or a chunky or a worsted. Any of it works, and I love that. And she shows lots of pictures of all the different weights, so you can see like what it's gonna kind of look like. And I think it's a great stash buster, and I just really wanna make one of these. A sweater that caught my eye maybe last year, black and white stripes. I love a black and white stripe, but it is called Winter Albina. Is that right? Winter Albina by Caitlin Hunter. It's oversized, it's cozy. I already have yarn for this. I think that would be a really fun one to make. I love her photos. I love her, like, I don't know, it's like a throw it on pullover, a great layering piece. And I love a black and white stripe. I'm a sucker. I have a few black and white striped sweaters now, and I want to remake my knit collage black and white striped sweater, with the band sweater, because I sent them my sample that I made in the beginning, and now I want to make one for myself so I can wear it all the time. So that's on my list too. Another thing on my to knit list in my queue is the Comfort Core sock set by Summer Lee. Her socks are amazing. Her colors, her sample photos are just so inspirational. I had her monthly sock set, the Year of Socks, whatever that was, last year, and they're so incredible. But I really love this basic set. I love these exact colors, that little stripe. I think they are so cute. And something that's been on my list since I went to Rhinebeck is the Shawn sweater by Isabel Kramer. I got yarn from Prado de Lana at Rhinebeck, and it's like specifically for this. And then so it's written for a single ply, like single spun yarn, like a fluffy, exactly like what I got. I got like what are they? The discs, the plates of, it almost looks like Plotulopi, but it's not. I have those from Prado de Lana. And then I did get a mohair to hold with it because I wasn't going to at first, but I think I just really want to make it exactly like Isabel Kramer's sample. And so I got all of that together. It is ready to go. I want to make this sweater. You know, when you look through the Ravelry projects and you read everybody's comments and feedback about making this sweater, so many of them said, this is like my favorite sweater. I love this sweater so much. And then you know it's like a basic go-to sweater that you will wear all the time. And I think that is going to be this cozy sweater. And I don't have a sweater with a high neck like that I can just like curl up and snuggle up in, especially like when you hit the winter months, it really hits you like how cold life is every day. Especially this past week for me, I've been like freezing every day, and I just really want this sweater in my wardrobe like ASAP. Another thing I have yarn for is the Odetta shawl by Leila Raven. I love this shawl. It's just like a cozy wrap. She made one version in Peace Fleece, the new DK weight, in this like chartreusey green color that of course I love. This is why I'm drawn. I mean, I cannot help it. If you don't know, I love yellow, every shade, greeny yellow, neon yellow, like this kind of yellow, all yellows. It's like, it sucks me in and I cannot help it no matter what it is. And then to make it even better, she made a version in black and she used Nightshades yarn, and I have 2 skeins of that ready to go. So I could do like a chartreuse version. I have stash yarn for that, or the black Nightshades. I think I want to do the black Nightshades version first. So anyway, Odetta shawl is on my list. I love it. And last but not least, this is like an older pattern, but it has never left my mind. And every December I think of it and I think about it. But it requires a lot of little scraps of sock yarn. But now that I have this advent, I think I could scrap together some of the colors it requires. But it is like the most special sock pattern I've ever seen. It was an advent pattern in 2020, and it's called Advent Socks 2020 by Natalie Sheldon. And they're incredible. There's like a day version and a night version. It's like a little city scene, like all over color work, just stunning, like a work of art. And those socks have always been like in the back of my mind. And you know, like other times a year, you just don't feel like making them. So I have to like get the yarn ready, I think. And after these advents, I don't know, I have advents from past years too. And then I have part of those skeins set aside for that sea glass sweater that I want to make. But then I need to set some other ones aside for these little socks because they're so cool. And I would just wear them all December long with pride. And I'd probably be kind of careful with them and protect them because they'd be very special. But how good are these socks? So I could keep going for hours, but I'm going to stop there. And that's just a few of the things that are in my queue on my little wish list. Like if I could drop everything and cast something on, it would be one of these things, probably like right now. But I have some deadline knitting to finish, some projects. I have a knit collage thing I'm still working on. If you're like, oh, this girl, she takes so long to knit something, it does probably seem that way because you can't see what I'm doing. But also, when you're writing the pattern and knitting the sample, it is a whole different ball game than knitting a ready-made pattern from a designer that's all edited and ready to go. I have to create as I go and change it and adjust it and write it in different sizes. And it's a whole process, and it isn't just like a week and you're done. It takes a while. And so I have a lot of that in the works. And so that is what I'm doing behind the scenes. And I so wish I could show you all of that, but I just can't. So it's for next spring. It'll be out sometime and you'll just have to wait and see it then. I wish though that I was knitting something fun all December besides the Gaptastic. That is fun, but you know what I'm saying? But thank you. Thank you for all these people that are posting their Gaptastics on Instagram. It is so much fun seeing them. I know I've said this before, but new ones keep popping up every day. So thank you for sharing those. I keep adding them to my stories. So if you ever want to see a bunch of Gaptastics, they're randomly in my stories. So thanks for knitting along. It is really fun. I've been making good progress on mine, and so I'll definitely have it done by the end of the month. So for a little change of scenery, we're down in my basement where the skateboards and bikes and other random things live, and my yarn stash, and my IKEA fabric stash back here, and also my Knit It sign. So let's go visit that right now and hang out down here for a little bit. Down here we have a lot of skateboards, random bikes that my husband is working on, vintage snowboards. A lot of them are in a closet, and then part of his skateboard collection. And this is kind of our hangout room. We can watch movies down here. We have an exercise bike, you know, classic basement. My favorite little IKEA yellow side table. So this is potentially right here, a wall where the knit sign could go, but I think it might even be better in our multi-purpose, whatever this is, room. It's like another hangout room. We have train tracks, more snowboards. We have a painting here is my knit sign for right now, just kind of hanging out here. And then, you know, like anything goes in this room. We have Ninja Turtles, toys, a Pac-Man game, a drum set, guitars, amps, more skateboards. So I think it would fit in here really well. We could do, because the knit sign on the back of it has these little dots that push it against the wall, like it pushes it away from the wall. And so we just thought we could even do Velcro or command strips, because this is all cinder block walls down here. So that actually works really well. So we could, you know, move this Ninja Turtle down possibly and put the knit sign across here, or we could put it over here in this corner, or over on that side too. So it kind of fits anywhere. I just think this room out of all of our rooms is the most cool and colorful and eclectic, I guess, where it wouldn't be out of place here at all if we decided to put that on the wall. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Here it is. We have the dot for the eye up here on the shelf too, but look, so that's for scale. Like here I am, I'm on my knees. But this is the size of it. But those walls, I think, have enough space. And here's the dot right here. Can you believe this sign? I cannot believe this is in my house. And it's not super heavy duty. It's almost like a foam. It could be 3D printed. I'm not even sure, but I don't know. It's lightweight, so it would hang on the wall easily. I think the command strips would work. Bo thinks the Velcro strips would work. We just don't want to, I don't know. And like the cinder block wall, you can't really mess it up. And so we're not afraid to like stick this on the wall. So while we're down here, let's go through my IKEA fabrics and see what options we can find for different gift bags for me and Bo, and possibly some for the kids. I just want to mix it up and do all the patterns and fabrics now and all the colors, so we'll see. But this is an obvious choice. This is one of the newer ones that I ordered. It's like little geometric boxes. It almost looks like, to me, it looks like windows or even like pretzels. So this is a good one for me or Bo or whoever. I think it just would look really good with the pink and the red and the green. So this is in. This is a vintage one that I don't think I want to cut because I think it's a perfect apple. I have a year on it. This is from 2012. See, this is my problem. I collect these and then they're like too special to use, but this one really is because I have thought about buying some canvases of different sizes and then like stretching them over the canvas and displaying the special IKEA fabrics I have, like the bananas, and maybe this apple, which is a full apple if I unfold it. Like this, I cannot cut for obvious reasons. Look how good that is. But yeah, this is a special one, so it is not going to become a gift bag. Then we have bananas, also probably not going to be, maybe I could make one. Don't I have maybe one random banana? I might have a weird piece left over from the stocking I made. But if I have a good scrap that's bag sized, I'll make one banana, but I don't want to mess up the rest of it because these again are very special banana prints. And this is a big piece that I've always wanted to put over a canvas. I just have to find a canvas the right size, but it is massive. And there's like that IKEA museum where they have these on canvases, like through a whole room. And I weirdly want to do that too. So maybe someday, we'll see. But if I have a weird scrap, I'll make a bag out of a banana, because that would be a fun thing to see every holiday season, because I've had several of you reach out that said you have done this and made cloth drawstring gift bags and you use them for years to come. So I know if I do have one banana bag, it will bring me joy every season. So that's worth something too. I do have some leftover curtain fabric from when I made my top and pants set that I wore to Rhinebeck. So this might be a fun gift bag maybe for me, since that makes sense because it's like the one that I personally love. This is a print I love, but this is not fabric. This is a dress that must have accidentally been put away with the fabric. I usually hang these all up, but I was looking for this one, so it's funny that I found it here. This is a dress made in this awesome print that I also have a duvet cover of this. And it is a Sonia Phillips pattern dress, like a boxy dress that looks good on its own, but I also made a belt for it. And so I need to go hang this up and take it out of my fabric stash bag because I mean, I can tell it's not supposed to be cut, but that would be a tragedy if it accidentally got cut like it was fabric. This is a sewn vinyl piece. Okay, here we go. This would make fantastic bags. Look how fun this is. I used some of this, what did I use it for? Maybe a stocking or maybe a liner of a stocking, but this is absolutely perfect. It has so many fun colors and I could make gift bags of all sizes from this. So this is going in the pile. I have a big piece of this left over from a dress I made and from a stocking liner, I think, that I made. So I have this that could be a gift bag. That could be mine too, because I love yellow. But if we just want to stick to black and white, I also have this really wide stripe, which would make really cool gift bags. Like I could do a wide stripe for bow and I get the little windows, or vice versa if we just want to keep very true to the color scheme. But I think it would be fun to mix in some colors because I have such, I don't know, I have to see how this goes because I could be very like monochrome color scheme for this, or I could go crazy. I don't know. Kind of fun to go crazy. I have this really big fun print left over from a dress that I made and stockings. It's so fun. That would make fun bags. I have a big scrap of the blue dots that I absolutely adore. This would be very, very fun. I think I have to mix this in. Maybe this could be Bowie's secondary color if we run out of the green. I even found some like pre-cut square leftovers that I could definitely make into a bag. This is the perfect time to use these random pieces because I can make a bag of any size. It doesn't matter. And so I'm definitely going to search for things like this that I can just like cut into a new bag shape. That's perfect. These are left over from stockings. This is such a good print and this is old. This might be 2008. But look, there's like goats on a bridge. There's beautiful florals on this one. Look how pretty that is. So this, I mean, I feel this is another one that I hate to cut, but I have already cut it into stockings. But I can make some really cool gift bags out of this. This is probably the time to use it because it would be something I would use and see every single season, every year, instead of having it sit here in an IKEA bag in my basement. So maybe I should just get up the courage to cut this and make it into gift bags because it's a good size and it has random cutouts. So maybe this would be the best choice for this beautiful fabric. I have another big piece of this turtle green. Here's my thing. I can't make how many bags do we need? I don't want to use up everything I have, but this is really cute too and would go with our color scheme. Do we even care about the color scheme? Actually, I don't, but I'll just use a mix of all of this. These are special pillowcase scraps that I made a tote bag out of this pattern. I used pillowcases to make a super cute tote. But if I don't know what to do with these would make a great gift bag for sure. And they're already pretty square. And oh my gosh, we have the cats. I have quite a bit of this left because I think I've only made a stocking with this. I don't think I've done anything else. Erica has made pants out of this and she made some little zipper pouches. She gave me one and she has one for like our knitting notions. But this, I feel like I might have to have a cat gift bag, at least one. And then I have this remnant left from that really special, hard to find collection that came out last year. It has like these smaller striped segments and then a larger stripe inside. And these are all really random scrappy pieces. So maybe, I have a hard time cutting into this, but it does have some weird, I could at least cut off these odd shapes and make some kind of a bag. And this is a wider stripe version of the thinner stripes that I got out before. These again, like the stripes make so much sense as a gift bag. These could be also for birthdays. That's actually really smart. I can use them for the holidays and birthdays because they're just like anything goes. So, because both of my kids have birthdays in February, which comes really fast after the holidays. And so that would be fun. I have one more pillowcase. That might be fun to cut in half and make a bag. That's actually really cute. And then I have one more untouched black and white print. This one's more kind of floral. I don't even know how to explain this one. That one's kind of different and I've never used it, obviously. So that can go in the pile. Now I have a really big pile. So I'm feeling excited and a little overwhelmed with possibilities, but this is like a good backup fabric for Bowie if I run out of the green upstairs. This could be a good backup for Lotus if I run out of the pink and red. And then I have black and white options for Bo and I. I have this really good, whatever this is for anyone. The black and white stripes, yellow for me, the blue dots, wherever that went, blue dots. I mean, I feel like I just have to mix it all up and do everything, right? And just cut some out. That is what I need to do. Maybe I will just lay out a bunch, like in there, we have a concrete floor, which is really nice for cutting fabric. So maybe I'll just lay a bunch out, bring down my pinking shears and just start chopping up some blocks and getting them ready. That is what I need to do because it's already the 15th of December and I'm gonna make this happen. Thank you so much for hanging out here with me for day 15 of Vlogmas. I cannot believe it's the 15th. And definitely watch this weekend for our big family outing adventure thing that we're doing. I cannot wait. My whole family is excited. I am so excited. I mean, watch every day, but definitely watch this weekend for when that happens. I cannot wait. And yeah, I hope you're staying cozy and getting crafty. And thank you for hanging out here with me. I love spending the holiday season with you. Please take care and I will see you in the next one. Bye.